Um, did a preview video a while ago. That kind of explained why I do this. Might kind of help to go back through that. Our event's supposed to start in a few minutes, so it's kind of hard to go back through all that again. I've got noise here going in the background, which we're getting everybody together here for the Zoom meeting here to do this. Should be shaving here shortly.
So Ida, I'm going to start us off, and then after I
but yeah,
we're going to keep it off.
We're doing this kind of live at the moment, so yeah,
it's
it's a lot going on.
So I'm going to go ahead.
They're giving us a countdown for 1 minute. But if you look on my link there below, you can also watch our live event on Saturday, the Glenwood South page, Facebook page, it's right there in my link below, and also link to donate is right there below as well.
3, 2, 1. That's gonna kick us off. Hi everyone, I'm Jane Hoffman, and I am so excited to welcome you to the 2021 Glenwood St. Baldricks Foundation Virtual Head Shaving Event. We know that childhood cancer doesn't stop in the midst of a pandemic. Thank you for being here today, for supporting kids with cancer and childhood cancer research. I want to extend a special thank you to Dixie Halberstadt, who graciously agreed to organize this event and many others leading up to today. Dixie, I know you don't like the spotlight, but I want to publicly acknowledge all of your hard work. I am honored to introduce today's MC. Sharon Delaney McLeod is a true professional and a dear friend. She's an Emmy Award-winning broadcaster, TEDx speaker, media and marketing expert, agency owner, and cancer survivor herself. Sharon is the mom of 3, and that is the title she cherishes most of all. I met Sharon in 2005 at a fundraising event for breast cancer. At that time, her daughter Macy was in treatment for acute myeloid leukemia. I introduced myself, I told her about St. Baldricks, and invited her to get involved if and when the time was right. Now, on Macy's Honored Kids page, which I'm sure Sharon will share a little bit more about Macy shortly, Sharon wrote, "Macy was born on October 1st, 2004. As a seemingly healthy baby with chubby thighs, shiny eyes, and a smile that could light up a room. She was an angel baby." But on August 5th, 2005, Macy became a real angel. Her tiny body could no longer withstand the horrible side effects and infection as a result of the chemotherapy. But Sharon goes on to say Macy will not be forgotten. Her life had and has meaning. We will not let her courage and spirit be a distant memory. We must be a voice for these children who battle odds that would make most adults crumble. Tremendous strides have been made in finding cures for childhood cancers, but there is still so much more to be done. After Macy's death, Sharon devoted herself to fulfilling her commitment to Macy. She rallied her friends and contacts to support St. Baldricks, including Niall Hanley, owner of the Hibernian and the Raleigh Beer Garden, and many other establishments which have hosted St. Baldricks events since 2006. So Sharon, thank you for sharing your passion, your heart, and your precious daughter with all of us. While so much work remains, you have already facilitated tremendous strides in finding those cures for childhood cancers. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sharon.
Wow. Jane, thank you so much. Our friendship has meant so much over the years, and it was, in my mind, no chance meeting that we happened to meet in that fateful day in May at that breast cancer fundraiser, and then leading to our friendship and then to our joined mission to help kids get a fighting chance. And as St. Baldricks says, to give kids a lifetime. Right behind my shoulder here, you'll see my sweet Macy. That was the last picture that was taken of her before she passed away 4 days later. And so her life still has tremendous meaning, even though it's been now almost 16 years. And so St. Baldricks has become such an important part of my life and my family's life to continue to honor Macy's memory and to thank all these people who are literally taking their hair off and reaching out to all of your communities for support. You don't have to do this, but you choose to do it. And as a parent, with a sweet girl who had to go through so much. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Every dollar you raise is making a difference. And I'm so pleased to be here with you all again today. I hope that this time next year, we're all going to be back at the Glenwood South fundraiser in person on that amazing stage behind the Raleigh Beer Garden with all the festivities and all the fun. And but I want to also tell you a little bit about that friendship that Jane mentioned with Niall Hanlon, who back in 2005, when I first met with Jane in November of that year, she said, "Do you know anybody who owns an Irish pub that might want to host an event for us?" And I said, "I do, in fact. My friend Niall Hanley, who is the proprietor of the Hibernian, does." And so I called Niall and I said, "I want you to come to lunch and meet my friend Jane." And we invited him, and Jane quickly said what the mission was and said, "Would you consider hosting an event at the Hibernian in the spring of 2006? Without a second's hesitation, Niall said, "I'm in. Count me in. I'm happy to do this." He called his friends, who included local radio folks, who then joined in from a media perspective. And so it's now been since 2006 that the Glenwood South event has been happening year in and year out. We have raised, at our event alone, more than $4.6 million. What? Isn't that incredible? We've had over 7,000 people shave at our event. That is just incredible. And I remember by the second and third year, we outgrew the little Hibernian and had to end up shutting down the street and taking our party out into the streets. And in fact, I think, and maybe I'm not sure if I'm absolutely correct, but for at least 3 or 4 years in a row, our Glenwood South event had the top 5 largest amount of shavees in the world. I mean, wow, everybody, thank you so much. Pat on your back for continuing to support this mission. We are so pleased that you all are here with us again today. And it has been a tough year. And for St. Baldricks, it has been even more critical that we continue our efforts to make sure that we are providing better treatments and hopefully cures for kids with cancer. And with that, I'd like to introduce a video from one of those researchers, a fellow who was granted some of this money that you helped raise so that he can further find better treatments for kids with exceedingly rare cancers that there is very little funding for. So I'd like to have Dr. Michael Deal tell us a little about his work and the mission that you are help funding.
St. Baldricks community, thank you so much for participating in this event and for uniting in solidarity with the brave kids who are battling cancer. Whether you are a shavee, an event organizer, a fundraiser, or if you have donated to this great cause, I want you to know that you are making an enormous difference. I'm Dr. Michael Deal, a pediatric oncologist and a researcher at Duke University. The funding I received as a St. Baldricks Fellow was critical in allowing me to be able to continue to do research upon completion of fellowship training. My research focuses on a pediatric cancer of the muscle called rhabdomyosarcoma. And although rhabdomyosarcoma is the most common soft tissue cancer in children, it represents only a small fraction of cancers overall. Because of this, rhabdomyosarcoma is not necessarily a public health crisis that garners significant attention from the National Institute of Health. However, breakthroughs for rhabdomyosarcoma and other rare pediatric sarcomas are desperately needed. In fact, the first-line therapy that we have to offer kids who are newly diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma today is the same as it was in the 1970s. High-risk or metastatic patients continue to have dismal outcomes. In my laboratory, we are seeking to discover new therapeutic targets that control the transcriptional programs that drive rhabdomyosarcoma. With St. Baldricks funding, we have discovered a couple of co-activators that represent vulnerabilities to this program. And we are now testing a new class of drugs that inhibit this pathway in our cancer model systems. To allow important research in pediatric oncology to continue, your support is critical. You are making it happen. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, donations to St. Baldricks is down by about 35%. When less research is funded, The much-needed breakthroughs take longer to develop. For patients with sarcomas and other high-risk pediatric cancers, waiting until better therapies become available is simply not an option. So let's do it. Let's be bold in our approach to make a difference for these kids and their families. I am confident that by banding together toward this goal, we can move the needle, make discoveries, and find better therapies for our patients. So on behalf of my research team, Pediatric Oncology at Duke, and all of our brave patients and our families, I want to sincerely thank you for contributing to this mission. Thank you so much.
Dr. Deal, thank you for everything you and your team are doing. We really cannot begin to show our gratitude any more than trying to raise more money to help you and your team reach its goals. So thank you so much. And now we want to bring on one of our longtime favorite Shavies who has committed him and himself, as well as so many of his colleagues, to our cause over the last number of years. Please welcome Dave Goday, who is representing our top team, our top fundraising team this year. Dave Goday is principal of Oakview Elementary School and Team Tackle. So, Dave, how are you? It looks like you've already shaved.
Yes, we did it this morning.
Okay, so listen, thank you so much. Tell us why you got involved with St. Baldricks in the first place.
Yeah, so this started for me and for Team Tackle, and Tackle stands for Teachers Against Cancer Killing Little Educatees 15 years ago. And when you work in education, it's the most fulfilling profession, but one of the things that's heartbreaking is the longer you work in the profession, you're bound to come across a story of a child who has succumbed or overcame cancer, and so it impacts you dearly because of that relationship piece that you have with the students and the families that you work with, and so that's why I initially got involved with St. Baldricks, and I've just been having a blast doing it for the last 15 years, been blessed and privileged to work with those at St. Baldricks, but then also those in the Wake County Public School System, in numerous schools to contribute to the fundraising goals, and just be a part of this wonderful program.
Well, we thank you so much for your commitment and what you do year after year. And you've seen over 15 years kids grow up through your classrooms and beyond. Can you highlight some particular stories that really stand out to you over the years of your work with St. Baldricks and the kids and the teachers?
Absolutely. And you know, so the most important thing is that we started as a teacher group at Ligon GT Magnet Middle School, but now this year we're incorporating Wake Forest Middle School, Reedy Creek Middle School, Davis Drive Middle School, Broughton High School, Alston Ridge Middle School, and Oakview Elementary School. And so the more people that have become a part of the team, the more awareness that's brought to everybody about childhood cancer research, about St. Baldricks. And I'm pleased to say that this year puts us over $210,000 raised in the history of Team Tackle, which is just really special. On a personal note for me, I started this when I was 23 years old. I turned 39 this past Monday, and so I started off as a single guy looking to help out the cause. But now myself, I have 3 boys, ages 7, 5, and 3, and my first grader Nick joined me this year, and this was his first time shaving his head, so that was really special for me. And then I have a rising kindergartner next year, and he already mentioned that he wants to do it too. So we're just going to continue the tradition, continue the legacy. We've been blessed with health in our family, but we know that everybody's not as fortunate, and we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can as Team Tackle and educators to support St. Baldricks. And my ultimate goal moving forward is that there's close to 200 schools in Wake County, and I would love to get the ear of Superintendent Kathy Moore at some point for this to become a Wake County Public School System fundraiser across the board to incorporate the 170,000 students and get everybody on board, just because it's such a wonderful event and a wonderful cause, and we're just so fortunate to be a part of it.
Wow, Dave, thank you so much. I had no idea so many schools were already a part of the team. That's phenomenal. All right, how about this? You and I are going to go meet with the superintendent. Let's see what we can do for next year, for 2022, when we're back in person, please God. and we can really have a blowout with all of Wake County schools involved.
I'm in. 100% I'm in. I think that I feel good about it. I've been trying to build it to get to the point where she can't say no. And I think we're at the point now that she can't say no. So I'm in for that meeting.
I love it. And you know, in years past, we've actually had a Wake County school superintendent come and be a Shavee. So there is history. All right,
go.
I'm writing it in my calendar. You and I are going to hook up and head down to the Wake County School Board and make it happen. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all you do. And now for your little guy joining in on our cause. We really are so just grateful for everything you do. And now, in case you didn't realize this, because you're now 15 years at it, you are actually ascending to a new level in the League of Legendary Heroes. All right, the League of Legendary Heroes, and if we have some, cute music, dun, 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 dun. So let me explain what this is. The League of Legendary Heroes recognizes St. Baldricks participants who have gone above and beyond in the fight against childhood cancers. You all have completed 3 or more years of service in any voluntary capacity. There are 5 ranks in the league. There is the Squire of Hope, which is 3 to 5 years of service, the Knight of the Bald Table, which is 7 to 9 years of service, Knight Commander, 10 to 14 years, and now those in the 15 years plus service, you then rise to the Crusader for a Cure. So, David, I now proclaim you a new Crusader for the Cure, and on the screen, we'd like to share with you a couple of slides that are showing the various members of our event over the last number of years who have ascended to the various levels, showing the continued commitment. So be it known throughout the realm of St. Baldricks that certain exceptional volunteers have given 3 or more years of their time, talent, treasure, and sometimes their hair to make life-saving research possible. In recognition, the following noble ladies and gentlemen are henceforth and forever known as members of the most honorable League of Legendary Heroes. As you see these names, these folks have really committed to this, and we are just delighted to recognize them today. So will all previously inducted members of the Legendary League of Heroes please raise your hand to be acknowledged if you're on the live stream. We'd love to see you with your hands raised. Thank you so much. You all have earned esteem and heartfelt gratitude from everyone across the land, around the world with St. Baldricks. So thank you for all of your devoted time, service, talent, treasure, the whole kit and caboodle. Now, I would like to, before we move on, to begin the first wave of Shavies coming up in just a moment. For those of you who are just joining us, if you've dipped in a little bit as we already were underway with our live stream, want to explain the way this is going to work with the Shavies. We have what are called waves. So wave 1 are the people who have already registered and RSVP'd, and you have been assigned to wave 1 of our shavings. And then once we are through that first group, we will move on to wave number 2. And so if you feel in your heart right now that, gosh, why don't I go ahead and pull the trigger and let's do this, rip off the Band-Aid, you can sign up right now to be a part of wave 2. So just go to our event page on St. Baldricks. You can also find the link on our Facebook page.
And if you're watching my live stream, that link is also in.
Let's go ahead, and for all
below.
of you who are in wave 1, please turn on your cameras and unmute yourself, because I would love to be able to ask you a few questions, to hear about your St. Baldricks story, how and why you got involved. Let's go ahead and unmute and turn on your cameras for the moment we've all been waiting for. We are going to start with Cody Zane. Man, Cody, look at you. Look at you. You've got all of the things happening, both hair on your head as well as that nice full beard.
Yeah, it's coming off of that.
Yeah, are you? So tell me, you are right now our number 5 top individual fundraiser this year. And how long have you been doing this, Cody?
This is my 10th year. I tried to raise $10,000. I got to 5, so I'm taking it.
Nice, absolutely. And maybe for those of you watching right now, let's try to help Cody get to that goal. 10 years. Wow, you were a kid when you started this.
Yeah, it was my first year of college actually at NC State, and my RAs around were raising money, walking around, gathering coins, and we went and I just did it as a fun event, and I fell in love with what y'all were doing, and I've been doing it since, and I started this in grad school, and I haven't shaved the past 5 events because I wanted my 10th year to be special, so it's going to be a little weird to see myself without a beard.
Wow, that is amazing. So you were a freshman at NC State, and you got involved then, and haven't missed a year since. So were you coming down to the Hibernian when it was still in front of the Hibernian before it was moved down to the Valley Beer Garden?
Yep, I do remember it at the Hibernian when you guys had it out on the streets and everything like that.
Well, this is incredible. We are so thankful for your passion and your commitment. 10 years going, so you're a member of our legendary League of Heroes as well. Now, are we going to shave right now? Do you have someone doing the honors, or are you doing it yourself?
He's right here.
I'm here.
All right. Who's your barber?
This is my partner, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda, are you ready to get going?
Not really, but I'm gonna make it work. How do I use this thing again?
Go ahead.
Here
Yeah.
we go. Wow. So when was the last time you actually got a haircut, Cody?
Last year.
Last
I shaved during the pandemic. Posted on Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
It's been almost a full year.
Wow.
It's cold. You can already feel the breeze hitting the skull.
This is going to be a great summer cut for you as the weather heats up, won't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Amanda, we appreciate you doing this, and you know, the how do I use this? We're going to be okay. As you know, Cody, at the events when we're able to have them in person, we have a really tremendous crew of professional barbers and hairstylists who come in to do this, and they always clean up any little extra spots. So we may have to send you to a barber if you need be. But Amanda, it looks like you're doing a great job here.
Don't worry, I've got all my shaving cream ready. I shave it all the way down.
And that's for him to do. This is the
Oh yeah. That would be I don't know if I would want anyone else doing that. Amanda, how long have you known Cody and this mission that he has every year, every spring?
About 3 years. So I've done one in person and then the video last year, but I've never seen him without a beard.
Wow. Okay. So this is really you might not even
If you're hearing
recognize
this
him.
and not seeing it, we're watching it on the
Cody,
on the
over the
South
years, I assume,
Facebook
especially
page.
at the in-person
So
events,
if
you
that,
probably had the chance to meet some of the kids that you're
If you
helping.
want to see
Does
what's going on,
anyone
what we're all
come
kind of
to
laughing about
mind,
and talking
or
about,
a story that you could share
click
with
the link
us
below
over the
and
last 10 years that
see us
really
on the,
stands out?
The Glenwood South Facebook page.
Unfortunately, no. I'm sorry. I don't. It's been a long time, so I haven't really met many people. I'm typically go and I shave and I peace out. So I think in the future I'll actually start staying back and kind of talking to more people. But I kind of used it as a go and do something good and raise charity and see everyone.
That's awesome.
I've also shaved my eyebrows in the past for
Lord.
giving out money. So like I've had people do about $100, $200 to get my eyebrows taken off too.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm not shaving my eyebrows.
That's awesome. And then with you, how have you gotten your friends and family's support over the last number of years? Do you share your fundraising page, or how do you go about it?
Yeah, I share my fundraising page. I tell them about it every year. I've shared on all my social media platforms, and everyone knows I do it. I mean, it's kind of hard to be this bushy one day and come in with absolutely nothing the next. So.
Is that all I'm doing, or am I
Sure.
doing my beard?
I'll do my beard myself.
Okay, all right. Hey, everybody, let's give Cody a huge hand. Thank you so much, and you can also put up your virtual hands as well. Okay, well, listen, Cody, thank you again so much for all you do for our kids, for the research, and we really appreciate it. And let's put a date on it for next year back at Glenwood South in person, okay?
I will. Oh, so good.
All right, we might check in with Cody a little later to see what he looks like, completely hairless on top there. So thanks again. All right, let's move on to our next shavee. I have John, and let me make sure I can pronounce your last name. Age?
You got it. It's Beige.
Ah,
You got it
excellent.
right.
Excellent. I'm so glad. John, thank you so much for doing this. I see that you have been participating for 13 years. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct. 13 years.
Tell us how you came to know St. Baldricks.
I actually heard it on the radio station one day. It was on one of the radio stations. I heard them announcing it, and the disc jockeys and stuff were talking about doing it, and I was like, and they were explaining, about St. Baldricks and telling what it was, and I was like, yeah, that would be a cool thing to do. And so I found a place, and it was like between the two Hibernians, back when they had the Hibernian in Cary. So the one in Raleigh didn't line up right, so I did it at the one in Cary, and my first year. And since then, I've been doing it with the PNC Arena, with the Carolina Hurricanes events. So that's been that's been really enjoyable throughout the years. I kind of hate that we're having to deal with this COVID mess and not able to do that, but it's I'll be glad to be able to maybe one day be able to get back to doing that.
Yeah, hopefully we can get back to it. We've been so fortunate at St. Baldricks here in the Glenwood South event that the Hurricanes initially came in very early on for our first and second event, and it brought that star power as well as a lot of media attention to get the entire mission about St. Baldricks out there. And so we really are thankful for the Hurricanes and what they've done. Trip Tracy shaves his head every year. I mean, what a great guy. And then he's able to go on television and explain why he's bald every spring, and it helps extend the St. Baldricks story. So we're just so excited that you can continue to do this with us. Who's your barber today, John?
My wonderful wife, Gracie.
Awesome. Well, why don't we go ahead and get started with the head shaving? Have you ever done have you ever been the barber before?
I did last year when we did the virtual. So yeah, I'm not the best at it, but it gets it done. So
it gets it done. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started.
No eyebrows. No shaved
eyebrows. No eyebrows.
You want to start on the top?
Yes.
Okay.
Get this mess going.
There we go. Over the 13 years, John, how have you enacted your friends and family to support you in the cause?
I reach out to people that I know, friends, family, sharing on Facebook, different organizations I'm a part of. I usually try to take and hit them up for money as well. That's basically kind of the way I've done it through the past.
Yeah, and it's an interesting thing. Some people are like, well, why not run a marathon or do a golf tournament? But that's part of what makes this such a special fundraiser, because by you shaving your head, you're showing solidarity to the kids who lose their hair because of the chemo treatment. And what we love is then you can continue to tell the story for however many weeks it takes to grow back some hair, right?
Yes, ma'am. And my 5th year, I actually did something interesting. I dyed my hair green to try to draw attention to it. So I keep saying I'm going to do something big for year 15, which I've got a couple more years for that. But anybody's got any suggestions, I'm all ears.
I know we've seen a lot over the years of some pretty crazy things that people have done. So that's great. Maybe you can not only, grow your hair, maybe for less diet green for year 15. Well, listen, thank you so much. Gracie, you're doing a great job. We really, really thank you again for your continued participation, John. We'll probably check back in with everyone as their complete baldness comes to fruition. I know Cody is still shaving however many minutes later. So, John, thank you again. Gracie, thank you for acting as our great barber the last couple of years, and we hope to see you all in person next year.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for all y'all do.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to our next JV. We have Rich, Patrick, and William, who are a part of the Dahl family. Am I saying that correctly? Do I have that correct? Let's see, I just want to make sure that okay, you know what? We are going to change our order real quick, and we're going to go to our good friend Keith. Keith Gibbs. Hello, Keith. How are you?
Hey, Sheriff. I'm doing very well, thank you.
Oh, great to see you. Better known as the Raleigh Llama.
Yes, ma'am.
But you are not joining us from Raleigh today. Tell us about where you are.
I am joining from beautiful Napa, California. So a little bit of disc golf, a little bit of red wine.
Very cool. And tell us a little bit about why you decided to join the mission and St. Baldricks, because you have been at this for quite some time.
This will be my 9th year. I originally, the first year at this event, I was recruited by my daughter's charter school team, Magellan Charter School, which, as we all know, has been a very big supporter of St. Baldricks over the years. Thank you to Mr. C and everybody there. But then after that, had a couple friends who had kids diagnosed with, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, other acute leukemia, started talking and supporting them, and I've always been willing to help out where I can, so this is a great organization to support. So over 9 years, I'm just under $50,000.
Woo! Big hand for the Raleigh Llama. That's amazing, and thank you so much. Even when out of town on a little vacation, you've taken the time to join us. We also understand that you created a video for us to tell us a little bit about your story. So let's go ahead and see Keith's video now. Tell me, where were you, in New Zealand or something?
That is a Airbnb property just north of Asheville. It was my 50th birthday. I'm born on March 14th, which aligns to Pi Day. So use the property.
That you see this live video, and you are getting a chance to take advantage of visiting here in the Shire. One thing I know, being as old as I am, Gandalf the Grey, is that the older you get, the more you look for convenience. And one of the things that I have learned, especially over this last year, is it's very hard to drink your wine and smoke your pipe with a beard and hair that I've been growing since the ends were just sproutlings. The last time that I could actually see parts of my face was during a battle where Bilbo's great-grandfather, Hornblower, battled the Goblin King, and with one mighty swing, cut his head clean off. and his head flew through the air for 100 yards, and his crown came off and landed in a peach basket, thus winning the battle and inventing the game of disc golf all at the same time. So, what I decided to do here this beautiful day is understand that there are people in the world that need more than we do. And especially the children of Middle Earth, of your country, of your homeland, battling diseases, whether they are common diseases or things that are terrible, like cancer. So, one thing I want to tell cancer is thou shalt not pass. I think I need to do something about all of this. So, one thing I need to do is remove some of the cards and cast a quick spell. Well, that's some of it. But for sure we need more. So please, go to the link, donate, St. Baldricks 2021 virtual shave. A year's worth, a millennia's worth, an age worth of growth. But remember, as my good friend J.R.R. Tolkien says, where there's life, there's hope. Let's keep hope alive for all these kids who are suffering from cancer, who are stuck in the hospital, to our featured kids, to Micah, Cullen, to everybody else. Have a great show, Jay.
Wow! What was that?
Oh,
that
it was fun.
Amazing. Thank you for arranging that whole thing and videoing it. That was so creative. Really phenomenal. Pete, thank you. Thank you. Just brilliant. Do you feel
Thank you for all you do.
Are you lighter and quicker now without all that hair and beard?
Absolutely. I have been eating a beard under a mask for about, 6-7 months when it started to curl up at the bottom. So, yes, more streamlined.
All right, well, listen, from the bottom of our hearts, from all of those in Middle Earth and everywhere else, thank you. That was just brilliant. We appreciate it. Enjoy your time.
Thank you, everyone.
Your time. The Raleigh Llama brings it again. Okay, now it is time to move on to our next group, and it is a family affair. Can everybody please welcome the Hemphill family to our virtual stage? We have Chris, our team captain, Camden, Liam, and Aiden. Hi guys, so good to see everybody.
How you doing?
We're doing great. This truly is a family affair. Chris, tell us how and why you all got involved 12 years ago.
I started. Like was said earlier, I heard something on the radio 12 years ago when we were still at the Hibernian, and I had a good friend of mine growing up who had cystic fibrosis. One of our close friends as an adult had breast cancer, and it really is something that touches myself and the rest of my family. Okay. I've been active in, actually all of us have been active in the Scouts in one way or the other, and so we've told a lot of our friends and family through there. We actually had one of the boys' friends from Scouts join us 3 years ago, whose friend had an adult version of testicular cancer. And so that year we did everything for him. It was a lot of fun. He joined in, got his head shaved. We were all just having a blast over there at Glenwood South.
That's terrific. And it really is such a festive occasion when we go to Glenwood South. And this is also so festive. So we're delighted that you're out there on your driveway. Who's going first?
Liam.
Liam, you've got quite a lot there.
Yeah, the boys generally do not get their hair cut all year long because of this.
That is awesome. And you know what, guys? It's kind of stylish now for the boys to have their hair kind of long, right?
Well, something like that.
And so for the boys, they have been shaving for a long time too. So Liam, is this really your 8th year?
Yes.
Holy smokes, that's incredible. What do your friends think about it?
Usually, my friends usually don't talk about it, mostly because it's not really that different.
You are very to yourself about most things.
Yeah. So you're a humble guy.
Yeah, I just prefer my head, shaved. I've been waiting for this for since I got back into the school. Because, yeah, it's kind of hard to read music when you got 3 pounds of hair blocking your view.
So this is a good practical thing that we could go ahead and get rid of this hair.
Yes.
That's awesome. And then let's see.
Well, folks, if just joining us, it's pretty much about gone now. If you're wondering why I've got the bald head, see the link below. We're still carrying on the event here at the Glenwood South Facebook page, which you can see the link below this video. You also see the link to donate to this wonderful charity called Baldricks.org that helps raise money for children's cancer research. This charity I've been part of now for 13 years, shaving my hair in solidarity for this wonderful cause. And want to find out more about it, check out the page and see why I do this. See my other video that I shared earlier. It kind of goes through and explains a lot. And if you want to continue watching, just maybe go ahead and click on that link on the Facebook page. We're going to probably go ahead and end this broadcast now, here in a couple of minutes. But if you, let's see, if you want to continue watching, if you want to sign up, they're still doing sign-ups right now. So you can still join, click on that link, and it'll have whatever you need to do from there. But
True. Are you still involved with the Scouts?
if you want to donate, my link below, just below the video, would be great. If you don't, it's fine too, no pressure. But if you get that big stimulus check and you want some money to do with it, you can gladly donate it to that to our page there. And thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for taking the time to watch this. I said it's kind of a little bit different, doing this virtually, and did it virtually last year, and still trying to work out some quirks a little bit differently, but thanks for watching. Thanks for donating if you did. If you're participating, wonderful. It's a wonderful charity. Keep on doing it. Like I said, this is my 13th year. I'm looking for year number 15. Dye my hair green, year number 5. Looking for suggestions on what to do year number 15. So I want to do something special, but I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do yet. So any suggestions, leave me in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.